If you're the one who always holds everything together, then this is for you. If you're the one who sees what needs to be done, steps in, fixes things before anyone even asks, you're not just capable. You might be over-functioning. And the thing is that most people don't even realize they're doing it. Over-functioning isn't just being busy. It's not just being organized or proactive. It's when you take on more responsibility than is actually yours to carry. You anticipate, you step in, you fill the gaps, and somewhere along the way, your value becomes tied to how much you do. For me, this is something I know pretty well. As a firstborn child, I naturally stepped into responsibility early in my life. I'd always been someone who can see the big picture, and I can see what needs to happen, how all the moving parts tend to connect, and what's going to take to actually get to the end result that we want to achieve. And that's a strength until it isn't. Because what used to happen is I wouldn't just hold the vision. I'd drop down into the weeds and I'd start helping, fixing, stepping in. Not because I didn't trust people, but because I could see what needed to happen and how much of a difference it would make if it all came together well. And this is where it starts to get tricky, because it can start to look like leadership, but it's actually control. I noticed this pattern in myself when I'd start to micromanage, or when I'd step in and do things for people because they weren't moving fast enough or in the direction that I thought we needed to go. And I had to really catch myself in that, because that's not great leadership. Great leadership isn't about doing more. It's about holding the vision and allowing others to rise up to that vision, not pulling everything into your own plate just to make sure that it all gets done and done the way that you want it done. I remember a specific moment where this really landed for me. I delegated something and it didn't get done. And instead of asking questions, instead of getting curious about what had happened for the team, I went straight into fixing mode. I recreated an entire model for them to follow so they could get the work done properly. And in my mind, I was helping, but they didn't experience it that way. They didn't appreciate it. And that was a big moment for me, because what I realized was that I wasn't actually leading in that moment. I was over-functioning. This is the part that people don't talk about. Over-functioning looks like strength on the outside, but underneath, it creates exhaustion and pressure and sometimes even resentment, because you end up carrying more than is yours to carry. And at the same time, you don't just give others the space to actually step up and use their own creativity and solve those problems for themselves. The shift for me, and this might land for you too, was realizing that I don't need to do everything for things to work, that my role isn't to carry it all. It's to lead and to hold the vision and trust in the process, and to step back when I'm needed, even when that feels uncomfortable. This is just the beginning of the conversation, because awareness is the first step to actually changing the pattern. You don't need to do more to be enough.